Remarkable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions! Good up, Pepe! Goal!
It doesn't get any better than that!
Hello and welcome to Game in Frame. I'm your commentator, Ben Semirani. We've got a very good matchup coming up right now in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1. It's New York Ukrainians versus FC Ulqini. Ulqini coming in third place, very much in contention for the playoff spots. Ukrainians in fourth place, having played one more game than Ulqini. So for Ulqini, it's a very good chance, third versus fourth, to win that game in hand, really start pulling away and pushing forwards closer to first and second place. So everything to play for. It's going to be a very exciting matchup. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Game in Frame. I'm your commentator Ben Semerani. We've got a very exciting matchup today in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1. It's New York Ukrainians versus FC Ulqini. Ulqini coming in third place with a game in hand, very much in contention for the playoff spots within fighting distance of first and second place. Ukrainians coming in today in fourth place, having played one more game than Ulqini, coming in with 12 points at the moment, but very much still with everything to play for. So it's a massive third versus fourth fixture in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League, and we are about to kick off. We have Ulqini in blue today, Ukrainians in red, and we've just kicked off. Once again, everything to play for both of these teams. Only one place separating them in the table. Instantly, the long ball looking for the Ulqini striker. Here they come. That was well cut out by Ardestani, the right back. And he plays an excellent through ball through to Amar Mame Moore, the number 16, cuts inside. That's well cut out by Ulqini. Good turn there by the number 10, Luis Kaba. Keep an eye on him throughout the game today. And here they come, marching forwards. Really good link-up play. Through ball cut out by Ardestani, but already we've seen the game plan from Ulqini. Excellent link-up play through the midfield, combining with the big striker up top. But here come the Ukrainians. Good turn there, and an excellent through ball, but just straight offside. That was Ivan Savchin, the number 33, just straight offside, but that was an excellent turn and through ball there by Federico Cobello, the number 14. It's going to be a free kick for Ulqini, just slowing the game down a little bit. Ball played out wide to the right-hand side. Long ball comes forward, chested down well, but ultimately dispossessed. Here is Kaba on the ball. Played out wide to the number 4, that's Gurlad Sufaj. Wayward ball just collected there by the goalkeeper. Massive goal kick, launched forwards. Ball bouncing around. That was looking for the number 16, that's Moore up front for the Ukrainians. That's a very calm play there by the number 22, that's Clyde Nucha. And here come Ulqini, just once again patiently trying to build through the midfield. First pass cut out there, but possession maintained. Ball goes out of play for a Ukrainians throw-in. Ball flicked forwards, well defended there, and it's bouncing around into the midfield. That's headed onwards by Cabello. Flag once again raised by the linesman, but the goalkeeper collects. Here come Ulqini, very calmly building out the back, but cut out by Ardestani. And here he is again, finds Savchin. And that's the number 25, that's George Naim with some fancy footwork. Shot comes in, excellent save there. First real shot of the game. And that was going in. Keeper had to make a very crucial diving save there. It's going to go out for the first corner kick of the game, taken by the number 20, that's Brewer. It's going to be the in-swinging corner kick. Brewer sends the ball in, goes all the way across, collected for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Throw comes in, possession won by Ulqini. There was Skrelja who won the ball there, the number 7. Now here is Brewer coming down the right wing. Was that a foul? Linesman says yes, raises his flag. It's going to be a free kick for the New York Ukrainians in a very dangerous position. First free kick of the game. We'll see what they can do from it's a good looking set piece situation. Ukrainians just talking about the game plan there. That was Kobelo discussing with Brewer. It's going to be Brewer who just took the corner kick, lining up to take this free kick. Steps up, launches the ball in. Is it going to be a header flicked on? It's going to be another corner kick for the Ukrainians, this time on the opposite side of the field. It looks like it's going to be Kobelo lining up to take this one. Shaping up to be a right-footed, in-swinging corner. This is a really good, sustained bit of pressure from the Ukrainians, and we'll see if it can pay off with a goal here. Kobelo lining up. Cross comes in, a lot of whip on it, and it goes all the way across, headed off the line. Ball still bouncing around, lands to the feet of Brewer, fakes the shot. Shot comes in, blocked by Ulqini, and then finally the sliced clearance, launching it forwards. That was a great bit of sustained pressure by the Ukrainians, and it's played all the way back to the goalkeeper. Long ball looking forwards, goes out of play. Linesman raises his flag, looks like it's going to be free kick for Ulqini. Here's Quintero on the ball. But possession won back by the Ukrainians. Here's Brewer. There's 9, flicked on by Kobelo. Won back by Quintero. Ukrainians looking to build the play downside with the number 88. That's Ajani Selassie. Ball just got away from him. And ball back in play by Ulqini. That's Savchin doing really well to win the ball back, trying to nutmeg his defender, but won back by Ulqini. Chested down well there by Skrelja. And here they come with Agbula Emmanuel, the number 17. And here is Emmanuel back on the ball. Really good through ball there. Here is Nucha, cuts inside. Can he get the shot off? Faking left, faking right. One back well there by Brewer. Tug on the shirt there, referee says play on. Ukrainians maintain possession. Here is Ardestani, one back by Emmanuel. Here he is charging forwards, looks to lob the keeper, but the wind completely took the sting out of that shot. And the Ukrainians come forward now. But one back by Ulqini, that's Lech Peric, sending the long through ball forwards. Down the right wing, but ball goes out of play. Game already shaping up to be a very back and forth, very exciting matchup so far. Two almost perfectly evenly matched teams in the table. Launched forwards by the goalkeeper, flicked on by Kobelo. And that's Moore chasing the ball down. He's done really well to beat his man, chops the ball back. Possession won back by Ulqini. Excellent defending there. Shot comes in, another really good shot on goal, forcing another strong save by the goalkeeper. That's Jetmir Kovacevic in goal. Forced into yet another diving save. But once again, really good pressure by the Ukrainians, as we've seen throughout this entire opening section of the first half. It's going to be another corner kick from Cabello. Wind seems to be taking the ball away from the corner spot. Wind's definitely going to be a factor today. We've seen already it can completely take the sting out of the ball. As that cross comes in, good save, good punch out by the goalkeeper, falls to the feet of Matheny. The big centre-back played out to Ardestani, cross blocked. Is that going to go out of play? Goes over the head of the goalkeeper. It's going to be another corner kick for the Ukrainians. And it's going to be another Brewer corner kick. Once again with the in-swinging left foot, hands in the air, maybe a set play in the works. Really good whip on the ball there. Keeper missed it, but got a tip on it. Flicked it out for a Ukrainians throw-in on the left-hand side. Looks like Ukraine shaping up for a long throw-in, lofted into the box, headed out by Quintero. Ball bouncing around. That was Kovaci who did well, looking to start the play. And here is Skrelja bringing the ball forward. And here come Ulqini, falls back to Skrelja, finds Lech Peric, back to Lech Peric. Is he going to get a shot away? Drifts out of play for a goal kick, but that was a really neat bit of build-up play by Ulqini. Goal kick, launch forwards. That's a really good bit of chest control. Ulqini do well to maintain possession. Here is Kaba. Finds Kovaci on the right wing, does really well to cut inside, sending the through ball forwards, looking for Emmanuel. Maybe a bit too much on the through ball, collected by the goalkeeper. That's Cash Hines in goal for the Ukrainians. Slices the goal kick. Didn't get as much distance as he would have liked, but that's a really good flick on by Ardestani. And here is Naim bringing the ball forwards. Played back to Matheny. Slips as he launched it forwards, but won back by Naim. Referee blows his whistle. Looks like it was a handball against Cabello. Maybe a few protests, but it's going to be a free kick for Ulqini. Kaba lining up to take it, the number 10. Played short to Quintero, back to Kaba. Played out wide to the right-hand side. Good ball down the right wing. Throw in one for Ulqini. That's Krivcha, the number 6, taking it. Throw comes in, that's Lech Peric. Finds Kovaci. Cross comes in, that's collected really well there, but too much power on the cross from Nurture. And that's Brewer, and he sends the long ball forward, looking for Mame Moore. Keeper off his line, and that really wasn't far away. He actually had the whole goal at his mercy. Sent it narrowly wide to the left of the goal, but I tell you what, that was a really good chance. An excellent sight of goal. Really anywhere further to the right, and that could have drifted right in, but that's well won back by Naim. Neat little give and go, cuts inside, does well to maintain possession, finds Cabello, knocked back for Brewer. Cross comes in, that was Curran, the number 55, but it's going to go out of play. Ball in play. That was an excellent through ball there by Kaba. Ball bouncing around, flicked on, shot comes in. That was Skrelja, the number 7. And that wasn't far away, but he maybe had a bit more time than he initially thought. That was a really good bit of link-up play between the two strikers. It's going to be a goal kick for the Ukrainians as the wind picks up once again. Wind carrying that ball forwards. And here is Selassie bearing down. Ball goes out of play. Throw in taken there, sent forwards by Quintero. Lands to Cabello. Is he going to get the shot? Fakes his shot. Lays the ball off for Savchin to Naim. Played out wide for Ardestani. Cross comes in, finds Moore. Cleared by Nurcho, but the shot comes in. Good save by the goalkeeper. Ball still bouncing around. Shot comes in by Cabello. Smashes it into the roof of the net. And it is 1-0 to the Ukrainians. And that is everything that their pressure throughout this first half has merited for them. And how much power was there by the number 14, Federico Cabello. Did not hold back. Initial shot came in, was saved by the goalkeeper, but that is why you always crash the box, look for the rebound. And boy, did he crash that into the roof of the net. New York Ukrainians taking the well-deserved 1-0 lead. Ball back in play now. Ulqini with everything to play for. Keep in mind, they entered this game in 3rd place, but also with a game in hand. So their season very much still in their hands. And if they want to really close down on Block FC and FC Sandzak in 1st and 2nd place, as the shot comes in, hits the post. That was the shot from Brewer. And that was so close to being 2-0. Goalkeeper very lucky that the ball just bounced straight into his hands. But as I was saying, Ulqini still everything to play for, especially with that game in hand. But if we look at the table, they entered today with 13 points. If they won today's game and their game in hand, that's another 6 points. That would take them to 19 points. Obviously, Sandzak and Block both playing today. And their victories could mean everything, but the shot comes in. Excellent save there by Cash Hines. Ulqini instantly fighting back. Trying to get the immediate response to going down 1-0. But I was just talking about Sandzak and Block FC, both playing right now, and I've just heard that Liberia FC have just taken maybe a shock lead against Block FC. Liberia currently in 6th place against the 2nd place Block, who are currently tied on points, so joint 1st place with Sandzak. So that's even more incentive for Ulqini to capitalise on Block currently being behind. They really need to turn this around and make sure that the season stays in their hands. But just reiterating, Block FC currently losing 1-0 to Liberia FC. And that's not good news for their season, because they really need to stay neck and neck with FC Sandzak. They're only behind in 2nd place on head-to-head because they lost to Sandzak in the opening game of the season. But the headline here being Ulqini need a victory today if they want to keep things in their hands. Ulqini on the ball right now with Nurture, does really well to beat his man, but too much pace on that ball. Opted to use the outside of the foot, maybe overcomplicating things a tiny bit. But we'll take this break and play to bring you today's sponsor. Today's Game in Frame broadcast is presented by Umbro, celebrating more than 100 years of football, and you can learn more at umbropremier.com. That's umbropremier.com. Umbro, today's Game in Frame sponsor. Also, stay tuned. We've got plenty more action coming up today. We've got the Central Park Rangers versus New York International FC. That is in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. That's our 4 p.m. game coming up later this afternoon. And then at 8 p.m. also in the APSL Metropolitan Conference, we have Pancyprian Freedoms versus Richmond County FC. So stay tuned. 2 more games coming up today. Game in Frame bringing you all the action over the weekend. And here come Ulqini. Shot goes over the bar, and that was a really good chance there after some good build-up play. Ulqini have done really well to fight back after going behind. They've had 2 really good chances. First, there was the shot that forced Hines into a good save to his left. And then that one just now, just going over the bar. But that was from a really good range. Striker must feel that he could have done better there. Throwing comes in, looking for Kovaci, the number 9, who takes the throw quickly. Finds Skreljar. But here they come, excellent pressure. But referee blows his whistle. It's going to be a free kick for the Ukrainians, who at this point must be trying to just slow down the proceedings. Let's not forget, instantly after they took their 1-0 lead, they had that shot from Brewer that came so close, bounced off the post, fell very kindly into Kovacevic's hands. It's going to be a throw-in for Ulqini. And they've done really well there from that throw-in to build through the midfield. And they'll find Nurture coming down the left wing, looking for Emmanuel. Ball collected by Sevchin. Lays it back for Brewer. Long ball launched forwards, looking for Selassie on the left wing. And he'll keep the ball in play. That was an excellent crossfield ball by Brewer. Good tackle there by Ulqini, and they'll bring the ball forwards with Lech Peric. Ball laid off to Skreljar, and they'll come forwards. And here is Emmanuel down the left wing. We'll see what trickery he has. Cuts inside, looking for the 1-2. Players on different wavelengths there, but the vision was clear. Ball goes out for a goal kick. Here they come forwards with Sega, finds Ardestani. Long ball launched forwards, just going to drift harmlessly out of play. Ulqini throw in. Collected by Brewer. Sega sends the ball forwards. Now here is Smolji, the number 4, plays it back to the goalkeeper, back to Smolji. Does really well there to find Kaba, lays it back for Lech Peric. Here is Kaba again, spraying the ball out wide. to Krivcha. Crossfield ball finds Skrelja. Excellent control. Chops inside. Can he get a shot away? Looking for Emmanuel. Cut out by Brewer, who's having an excellent game so far. Here is Naim. Finds Moore. And here is Ardestani. Back to Moore. And can he use his pace? Down the right wing. Runs into trouble. And that trouble is the lulking figure of Smolji, the number 4. Now here is Kovaci. Bring the ball forwards, looking for that through ball, cut out. But Ulqini back on the ball. Cutting inside. Still in possession. Skrelja fighting for it, same with Lekperic, but collected by Cabello, and he does really well there. Sending the through ball forwards. Maybe a bit too much pace there for Moore, the Ukrainian striker. And here's Selassie. Finds Naim. Flicks the ball infield, but cut out by Kaba. Excellent ball there. Player shouting for a handball. Referee says nothing. Ardestani wins possession. And finds Curran, the left back. And then all the way back to Hines in goal. Ukrainians just slowing things down. Goal kick. That's a really good ball there by Hines. Long ball from Cabello. Bit too much power on it. Collected by the goalkeeper. Smolji will bring possession forwards. Finds Quintero. Played out wide to Krivcha. Here is Krivcha back on the ball. Finds Smolji. Played out wide to Nurture. Flicks forwards, Wind once again completely killing that ball. Goes out of play for a Ukrainian throw-in. Ardestani on the ball. Throws infield for Naim. Pressure coming in from Lekperic, but launched forwards by Sega. And collected by Kovacevic. Finds Quintero to Smolji. He'll bring the ball forwards. Finds Lekperic to Quintero. Back to Smolji. Played all the way out wide to Krivcha. Here's Quintero. Very patient build-up play from Ulqini, but then poor pass there. Cut out. Here's Emmanuel fighting with Cabello for possession. Back to Quintero, who's had a lot of possession recently. Lekperic, who's quietly having a very strong game in the heart of that Ulqini midfield. Here's Quintero gaining yards. Excellent sliding tackle there by Cabello. How good was that challenge? And he finds Moore, the number 16. Cuts inside. Can he get a shot away? This would be huge. That's a big save by the goalkeeper. Moore just had to pick a side, ultimately went straight at the goalkeeper. But here come Ulqini, and here is, the shot comes in, and it's 1-1. And it's the number 22, Clyde Nocha, the left back, found some space up front, did really well to head the ball past the defenders, and then kept his head. A very calm, composed finish from the defender. And we are all square in this huge matchup near the top of the table in this Cosmopolitan Soccer League D1. Again, both teams with everything to play for. Ulqini entering this game in 3rd place, Ukrainians in 4th. Ulqini with the game in hand. So winning this game is crucial if they want to keep up the pace, especially with Block FC still losing 1-0 to Liberia. A win here is essentially 6 points gained on Block if their score stays as it is. But the score is back to 1-1. Just as we started, tie game. Both teams now will really push forwards to try to get that winning goal. And that's what really excites me the most about this game, is that both teams have such a huge stake in this game, really pushing for the win. A tie does nothing for either team. So we're going to see both of these sides really going at it, really forcing those chances, trying to score as many goals as they can. Linesman raises his flag on the number 16, Amar Mame Moore. But like I was saying, a tie here really does nothing for either side. So we're going to see two teams at the top of their games, just going back and forth, doing anything they can to get the 3 points here today. It's been a very exciting first half. As we approach the half-hour mark in the first half. 2/3 of the way done in the first period. Final 15, we'll see what this closing stage of the first half has in store for us. But if it's anything like the first half an hour, we are in for a treat. Free kick here for Ulqini. It's going to be taken by Smolji, the centre-back. Smolji launches the ball forwards, headed out by Ardestani. Falls to the feet of Krivcha. Referee blows his whistle. Looks to me like it's going to be another free kick for Ulqini, a handball on the Ukrainians. Got a player down, that is number 88, Selassie. Maybe took that ball at point blank range. Just gingerly getting back up to his feet. Turned out to not be a free kick in the end, and we have the first yellow card of the game. Going to be issued to the number 10, that's Kaba, for Ulqini. Clearly some kind of misunderstanding going on between the Ulqini players and the referee. Protests leading to that yellow card. Protests still happening, just trying to get to the bottom of what that decision was, and ultimately I think it's going to be a drop ball for the Ukrainians. And we are going to restart things finally with a free kick for the Ukrainians, launched forwards. Cleared out by the Ulqini goal scorer. And then launched forwards. Ball knocked out of play. It's going to be an Ulqini throw-in, but we're going to have a substitution for Ulqini. That's going to be the number 9, Kovaci, coming off. As the throw comes in, falls to the feet of the newcomer, that is number 11, Stephen Mechuli, getting his first action immediately after coming on. Looks like he'll slot in right around in that right wing position that Kovaci was operating in prior to coming off. Good defending there by Quintero, very calm and composed, plays the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper, but Quintero instantly back in possession, finds Lech Peric. But here is Brewer, excellent through ball there, finds Sevchin. Referee says to get up back to his feet. Sevchin looking for a a free kick. But here is Nurture doing really well, marauding down the left-hand side. Through ball comes in, looking for Emmanuel. That's a really good bit of defending there by Sega to cut the ball out. And Brewer will come charging forwards and then just slow things down. Finds Cabello to George Naim. number 21. Ukrainians have really dominated the midfield so far in this game. That trio of Naim, Cabello, and Brewer. Now here is Brewer, finds Selassie. Heavy touch allows Quintero to step in and intercept. And here come Ulqini down the right wing. Charging forwards, so much pace and power, but good defending there by Matheny just to step across, send the ball out for a throw-in. As the wind once again picks up and we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half. Score remains 1-1. Just a quick catch up. We have New York Ukrainians versus FC Ulqini. As the shot comes in, so much power on that from Kaba. But it looks like it might have actually hit his own player. Number 7, Skrelja, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Ukrainians. But once again, another good sided goal for Ulqini. As the Ukrainians come charging down the left wing, here is Mame Moore. The striker cuts inside, shot comes in, good save there by the goalkeeper. Ball still bouncing around, but ultimately cleared, but only as far as the goal scorer, Cabello, finds Ardestani. Cross comes in, bouncing around, flicked out by Smolji. And ultimately that was a weak effort by Curran. But we're going to see a substitution coming in for the Ukrainians. Looks like it's going to be Sevchin making way for the number 19, the newcomer Ryan Mertz, who will slot in that right wing position where Sevchin previously was. Here's Ardestani. One back by Lech Peric. Ball sent forwards. But as I was saying, just catching us up on the scoring so far. So Ukrainians did take the lead, the 1-0 lead. Goal scored by the number 14, Cabello, smashing in the rebound after the initial shot was saved by the goalkeeper. Just smashed it back into the net with so much pace, so much power from close range. But then Ulqini doing very well to respond, fighting back to score the equaliser, and that was the number 22, Clyde Nurture. The left back found himself all the way forwards, did really well to beat the two centre-backs and then slotted the ball past the goalkeeper, Cash Hines. A very cool and calm finish. But we've got a situation here, the referee coming over to his linesman who might have seen something. The two officials conferring about maybe an incident that happened off the ball. Nothing that I personally saw, but I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it soon. The linesman clearly has noticed something, pointing to the referee. Just stay tuned as we get to the bottom of this situation. And the referee's reaching into his pocket. It's going to be a yellow card. We'll find out soon who for. Referee going all the way over to the far side. And it looks like it was given to one of the Ulqini substitutes or one of the coaches. I don't have the best vantage point of what's going on. It's on the far side of the field, opposite side from where I am. But a yellow card has been given to somebody on the Ulqini bench. Clearly, the referee or the linesman noticed something occurring, but yellow card has been dealt. That's the second yellow card of the game. And that's a great through ball. And here come Ulqini charging down the right wing. Can he get the shot away? Is there going to be a finish at the end of this run? Toe pokes it past, and that is a goal line clearance. How good is that? How crucial from Kevin Matheny, because that was going in. And this close to half-time, that goal really could have changed everything for Ulqini, but the centre-back, Matheny, right place, right time, clawing the ball out as the shot comes in from range from Kaba. Good power on the shot, but not quite the accuracy. And the ball has gone all the way out, keeper having to go quite some distance to recollect. As we approach the final few minutes of this first half, scores stay even. A goal here right before half-time would really change things. That would be huge for either one of these teams to really knock the wind out of the other team's sails. But here come Ulqini once again, charging down the right wing, cutting inside, finding Lech Peric. Ball comes across, shot from Emmanuel. Ultimately, comfortable save from Hines. Still figuring out what he wants to do, taking his time. Ultimately opts for the long kick. Here's Selassie chasing down, flicked out by Quintero. Falls to the feet of Cabello, finds Selassie. Played out wide by Brewer, and here is Mertz, the substitute, cuts inside. Won back by Emmanuel, but then fouls Mertz, and it's going to be a dangerous looking free kick as we approach the end of this first half for the Ukrainians. And I'd say this is well within shooting distance for Brewer or Cabello. They've got plenty of options, right foot or left foot, but it definitely looks like a shot on goal will be expected. But before we get that free kick, we are going to have a substitution for FC Ulqini. It actually looks like we are going to have the free kick first. Substitution will wait. It's going to be Andres Brewer lining up. He will shoot the free kick. Shot blocked by the wall. Wall very effectively doing its job. Played out by Ardestani. I'm not sure if that substitution is going to happen now, because the ball is quickly back in play. There's Kaba, finds Quintero. Ball played out wide to the right wing. Very nice bit of link-up play down the right wing. Lech Peric with the through ball. Now here is the chop inside. Cross comes in. The dummy. Another dummy, and the shot comes in. That was the shot from Mekuli, the number 11. Shot straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Hines. If he shot just a little to the left, the entire left side of the goal was open. Hines was blindsided, but the shot ultimately went in the exact direction that the goalkeeper was, so easy save in the end. Dummy there by Selassie. Nobody on the other end of it. Ulqini back in possession. That's Mekuli, finds Quintero. Mekuli back on the ball. Ball sent forward by Nurture. Here's Ardestani. Finds finds Curran. Back to Hines. Now here is Sega. That's Mame Moore asking for the long ball, which Sega went for, but cut out by Smolji. Here's Curran coming down the left wing. Finds Naim to Cabello. Played out wide to Mertz, but cut out by Nurture. But here is Mertz, and this is a really good position. Crosses the ball in. Nobody on the other end of it. Mertz had a bit more time than he thought, but that's really good play there by Curran just to win the ball there. Cross comes in, and that's a really good bit of defending by Quintero just to slide in, block the cross. And this may well be one of the final opportunities of the first half. Corner kick for the Ukrainians to be taken by Cabello, the goal scorer. In swinging right-footed corner. Here is Cabello with the cross. Lofted in, collected by the goalkeeper after an awkward looking bounce, but he did well to hold on to it. Instantly sends the long throw in forwards. Referee checking his watch to look at the time. Here's Cabello fighting for it, looking for Selassie. Here's Kaba on the ball, finds Smolji to Nurture. Back to Kaba, to Quintero, and there is the whistle for half-time. It has been a very engaging, incredibly entertaining opening 45 minutes between two very evenly matched teams. The score is 1-1. It's New York Ukrainians versus FC Ulqini, Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1, third against fourth. It's been a great matchup so far, and we have everything to play for in the second half. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Hello, welcome back. We are Game in Frame. I'm your commentator, Ben Semerani. And we are back with our very exciting matchup between New York Ukrainians and FC Ulqini, the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1. Score is currently 1-1, and I'll fill you in with the context going into this game because both of these teams have everything to play for. Ulqini entering this game in third place with 13 points, 5 points away from the two joint leaders at the top of this league. That's FC Sandzak and Block FC. But crucially, Ulqini have a game in hand. So they've played 6 games so far. Meanwhile, everyone else has played 7. So a win today, plus a win in that game in hand, would be absolutely crucial in gaining some of those points on the league leaders, especially with Block FC currently losing 1-0 against Liberia FC, which would be a shock defeat. Block, once again, tied for first place, losing against the 6th place Liberia. And then for the New York Ukrainians, they've played 7 games, so they've played 1 more than Ulqini, entering this game with 12 points, but in 4th place, and again, with everything to play for, with only a couple more games in the season. But here come the Ukrainians, and that shot goes narrowly wide. And that was a really good chance right at the beginning of this second half. And that was Kosherba, the newcomer at the start of this second half, the number 8. Kosherba has been one of the top goal scorers so far this season for the Ukrainians. But as I was saying, both of these teams with everything to play for, 3rd and 4th place. And with the game currently even, we're going to see both of these sides doing everything they can to push forwards and get that all-important winning goal. So that's the situation as we start the second half. I'll be bringing you all the live updates from both the Sandzak and Block FC games, because as those scores change, the table will update, and I'll give you all of those changes in the table as these teams shuffle around between 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. Goal kick from Ulqini, won instantly by the Ukrainians, and that's a really good through ball. And here they are, shot comes in. Ultimately, easy save by the goalkeeper. That was the shot from number 23, Mullen. So it looks like the Ukrainians have made a couple of subs at the start of this second half. Mullen, the number 23. And here is Brewer, who was one of the standout players for the Ukrainians in the first half. Linesman raises his flag. Offside decision against Mullen, the newcomer. Free kick launched forward by Smorgy to the feet of Lech Perish, number 8. Does well to maintain possession, but won back by Cabello to Brewer to Mullen. Shove in the back there, referee blows his whistle, going to be a free kick for the Ukrainians. And here is Ardestani on the ball, free kick taken quickly. But sent out of play. Going to be a throw-in down the left-hand side for Ulqini. That is the goal scorer, number 22, Nurcha, sending the ball forwards. He's actually the left back, but he found himself all the way forwards, and with the composure of a striker, just was able to head the ball past the defenders to create some space, and then calmly slotted the ball past Cash Hines in goal. And it was the number 14, Cabello, who was the goal scorer for the Ukrainians. Here come Ulqini. Krivcha on the ball. Finds Kaba. Long ball launched forwards, looking for the head of Skrelja, but linesman raises flag, offside decision. Now here is Hines. And he's just going to send the long ball forwards, looking for Mertz. Kosheba lays the ball off for Cabello. And then Mullen back to Curran. Collected by Nurture down the left wing with so much pace, powering forwards. This is a fantastic run. If you can get the shot away, straight into the head of Matheny. But play goes on, and the referee points to the penalty spot that was just inside the penalty area. And how crucial might that be? And that was really good play there. Link up play down the right wing. And we'll see just exactly who the player in question was when he gets to his feet. But yes, it was the number 22, Nurture, who scored the equalising goal, and he was the one who came powering forwards and ultimately winning the penalty kick. And how important might this be? Not just for this game, but for Ulqini's season. I've talked about the importance of victory today. Stoppage in play as Matheny, who got hit in the face right before the penalty kick, gets checked out. But it's going to be the number 10, Luis Kaba, lining up to take this crucial penalty kick. And crucial is very much an understatement in the context of this game and Ulqini's season. This may well be the goal that launches them forwards as they approach the league leaders. Hushed breath as we wait for the referee to blow his whistle. Kaba, razor focused, steps up and he goes for the Panenka, and how calm was that? It takes so much skill and confidence and audacity to pull off a Panenka like that, but he had all of those qualities in spades. Ulqini taking the lead. 2-1 is now the scoreline, and the Ukrainians with everything to play for. But just how good was that? How calm, how composed. Just to chip the ball down the middle over the head of Cash Hines, who could do nothing about that. But that really was calmness personified by the number 10, Kaba. And the score is now 2-1, Ulqini with the advantage, the all-important advantage. But here come the Ukrainians, instantly down the left wing, cross coming in from Curran. Ukrainian players crying out for a handball, referee ignoring those claims. As the sun starts to fall and a real chill falls over the game and the wind picks up, how might these conditions have an impact on the remainder of the game? Cabello unable to get the ball in play. It's going to go out for a throw-in for Ulqini down the left-hand side. And it does look like Matheny did come off after all that. Ardestani has moved inwards, slotting in as the other centre-back alongside Sega. Matheny took a real blow to the head there in the build-up to that penalty kick. So it's good to see him getting the treatment that he needs. Ball bouncing around, Naim looking for it. Ulqini asking for a high kick, but play goes on with Naim. Finds Curran, launches the ball forwards. And that is Mullen bearing down on the ball, once again asking for a handball. And these conditions are really taking a turn for the worse. The Ulqini goal is in absolute ruin. Billowing around, goalkeeper having a really bad time getting caught up in the net. I wonder if something might be done about that. Brief stoppage in play as the players address the issue with the Ulqini net. Looks like cones are being placed just to keep the net down as the wind really is starting to pick up. Conditions intensifying. And these conditions will only add to the intensity and add to the drama of the game that we have in front of us. And I think the goal has been dealt with. It's going to be a free kick for Ulqini. Ball sent forwards by Smorgy. Collected by Ardestani, flicked on by Naim. Now here's Brewer on the ball, does well there to keep possession, finds Curran. Looks to beat his man, slightly too much power on that touch. Ball goes out of play. And here is Krivchar, the right back, with the throw in down the right hand side. Flicked on by Curran. Cabello, the goal scorer, does well there to find Naim, and they'll come forward, but instantly closed down. But here comes Brewer to Mullen. Oh, very good interception there by Krivchar, because that was about to find. But here come the Ukrainians coming forward, collected by the goalkeeper. But as I was saying, that through ball was about to find the number 8, Kosherba. But some drama here that the referee is forced to deal with. Both sides protesting. It looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Ukrainians in a very dangerous position. But still the Ulqini players protest, surrounding the referee and the ball. Ball placed down there. And it looks like it's going to be Cabello, once again Cabello and Brewer. As it was in the first half, the two players standing over the free kick. We also have Mertz, the number 19, but I think he's going to walk away from it. It looks like it is going to be Cabello with the right foot. Shot comes in, too much power on it. It's going to go over the crossbar from a very good position. We're going to have a substitution for the Ukrainians. It's going to be the return of Matheny, who did take that ball to the head earlier before the penalty kick, but he'll come in replacing Ardestani, the number 97, who always puts in a good shift. And it's going to be a goal kick for Ulqini. But we'll take this break and play to bring you today's sponsor. So today's Game in Frame broadcast is presented by Umbro, celebrating more than 100 years of football. And you can learn more at umbropremier.com. That's UMBROPREMIER.com. So that's Umbro, today's Game in Frame sponsor. As the throw comes in, ball bouncing around down the left-hand side. Ulqini do well to keep possession, and the long ball comes forward, looking for the number 9, Kovaci. Through ball comes in, too much power on it. Collected by Hines, who will instantly look to play the ball forwards, but only as far as Skrelja. But collected by Cabello. Looking for Kasherba. Ball goes out of play. That's going to be Krivcha with the throw-in. But that was almost dangerous. Hines nearly handed the ball straight to Ulqini. But here they come down the left wing. Good sustained bit of pressure by FC Ulqini. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a corner kick for the team in the advantage. Corner kick going to be taken by Lech Peric. It's going to be an in-swinging right-footed corner kick. Cross comes, whipped in, doesn't beat the first man, cleared out by Sega. Collected by Nurture. Finds Lech Peric. Again, the cross comes in, but flicked out for yet another corner kick. Once again, the clearance by Sega. And we're going to see the immediate return of Ardestani. Yet to be seen who he'll be coming on for. We're seeing some shuffling around from the Ukrainians. So it's going to be Sega, the number 5, making way for as the shot comes in. Linesman raises flag. Sorry, that's the number 44, Zach Burney, who has come on in the place of Luke Sega, the number 5. Goal kick quickly taken. Here is Burney with his first play of the game. Finds Cabello to Mertz, and he'll bring the ball forward looking for Kasherba down the left wing. Cross comes in. Will it land at anyone's feet? Kasherba found himself offside. Really needs to keep an eye across the defensive line. It's been a few times throughout this game that the Ukrainians have found themselves caught offside. It's going to be a free kick for Ulqini. Ukrainian players just accusing their opposing team of slowing the game down, taking their time to grab that ball to take the free kick. Honestly, it doesn't seem like the worst tactic in the world, with Ulqini currently in the advantage with the 2-1 lead. Again, with this lead meaning so much to them, not a bad idea just to slow play down. But here comes Mertz down the right wing. Ukrainians asking for a foul, referee giving them nothing. Small G bring the ball forwards, finds Kaba. Lands at the feet of Skrelja, and he will send the through ball forwards. Can they keep the ball in play? Bit too much power on that through ball. It's going to go out for throw-in for the Ukrainians. Throw-in taken very quickly. It lands at the feet of Mullen to Cabello, but won back by Emmanuel, who had a very good first half. Very lively and energetic in their midfield. He plays the give and go, cuts inside, shot comes in, just goes narrowly wide of the right post of the goal. But that was a good chance there for Emmanuel. Goal kick taken by Hines. Headed down, lands at the feet of Naim. To Brewer. Finds Mertz. Now that is the return of Amar Mame Moore, who didn't start the second half, but he's back and he does commit a foul there. Looks like his teammates aren't too happy about that. Losing possession, committing the foul, and giving the ball straight back to Ulqini, who at this stage of the game will be loving that, accepting any time that they can regain possession of the ball as the long kick comes forward, headed out by Matheny. Now here is Naim, and he'll bring the ball forwards. Ball looking for Cabello. Here is Emmanuel, nutmegs Bernie, the newcomer. Neat link-up play with Skrelja. Emmanuel on the ball, cuts inside, cross comes in. Good defensive play there by Brewer, and Naim will come forward. Looks to cut inside, but won back by Kaba, but falls back to Ryan Mertz, who will lay it off for Moore, the number 16. Long ball launched forwards. Looking for Kasherba, pushing the back. Referee gives nothing, he says play on. Now here is Brewer, and this is a really good opportunity. The shot comes in with so much pace, and how good was that? How good was that? That is a crucial equalising goal from the number 20. Andras Brewer. That shot has so much dip and pace, taking it all the way past the goalkeeper, Kovacevic. And the score is now back to a tie game, 2-2. And that was an unbelievable finish there from the number 20, Brewer, who was one of the highlight standout players of the first half. So it's very fitting that he would be the one to score the all-important equalising goal. And that goal will have huge ramifications as the Ukrainians come forward once again. Shot comes in from Kasherba, drifts narrowly wide to the left of the goal. But for the Ukrainians, that is a game-changing goal in terms of the momentum of this game. And for Ulqini, it's everything that they don't want. Reminder that they really need a win from this game if they want to maintain the pace with the league leaders. And how big might that goal end up being from Andras Brewer, who has really led this team by example from the midfield. And here he is again, finds Naim to Mullen. Mullen still on the ball, finds Cabello, shot comes in, blocked, but lands to the feet of the goal scorer. And now here is Mertz, and what can he do? Down the left-hand side, cuts inside, shot comes in, easy save in the end. But this is really good pressure, as I was just saying. The momentum firmly in the hands of the New York Ukrainians, having scored that equalising goal. And that's exactly what they needed. And that shot really came from nowhere. Brewer cutting inside and then just unleashing a shot with so much venom and power that the goalkeeper really couldn't do anything about it. To me personally, from my vantage point, I thought that shot was going over at first, but then it dipped down at the very last second to beat the goalkeeper, who was caught completely blindsided because he, like me, probably thought that shot was going over the crossbar. But then at the very last second, just dipped straight back down to take it past the despairing gloves of Kovacevic. Now the score is 2-2, once again with absolutely everything to play for. Here is Emmanuel, collected by Matheny, to Bernie. And now here is Brewer, who has magic in those boots, and he finds Mertz, cuts inside, Trying to use some fancy footwork, but collected by Emmanuel. And here is Lech Peric, and he'll find Skrelja, but cut out by Curran. And it's going to be collected here for a throw-in by Krivcha down the right-hand side for Ulqini. He finds Smolji, who lays the ball off for Kaba to Emmanuel, and he'll come forwards, and the shot comes in, collected by Cash Hines. That shot had pace on it, just stinging the gloves of the Ukrainians' goalkeeper. Long ball comes forward, Kosheba unable to collect. It's going to be played all the way back to the goalkeeper. Smolji on the ball now. And I just got word that there is a penalty to Block FC, which was the other crucial game happening right now. Block FC were down 1-0, and I've just got word Block FC have equalised against Liberia FC, so that is 1-1. Block, for them, a tie will still not do them any favours. But if they do tie that game, then they'll be very happy if this current score stays the same and Ulqini are unable to capitalise and gain points. It really would be the best case scenario if Block are to end up tying that game, that Ulqini would tie theirs as well. As the long ball comes forward from the Ukrainians, collected by Krivcha, but collected by Mertz down the left wing. Cross comes in with a lot of pace, ball bouncing around. Who's it going to land to? Slide tackle comes in, collected by Brewer. Good challenge there by Nurture. The initial equaliser for Ulqini. But here they come down the left wing, driving forwards with pace and power, cutting inside, lands to the feet of Skrelja, and they retake the lead. And that is a huge goal. 3-2 now, the scoreline. A bit of fortune there, as it was the sliding challenge by, I think it was Matheny, but just played the ball perfectly into the path of the number 7 Skrelja, and Ulqini retake the lead in the game that they have to win. And this is such an exciting game, scoreline yo-yoing back and forth. Ulqini once again retaking the lead. They had to come from behind to take the initial lead. They were up 2-1. Ukrainians equalised with that ferocious shot from Brewer for 2-2, but Ulqini once again taking the lead. It is now 3-2, the scoreline. As we approach just about the final 15 or so minutes of this game. How exciting is this closing stage going to be as Bernie tries to come forward but manhandling his defender, but here he comes and the referee gives nothing. I think he says that both players were going for it. Referee giving the players absolutely nothing. Ukrainians desperately asking for a penalty kick. But here come Ulqini down the left wing. That was a really interesting moment because to me it looked like Bernie was fouling his defender with a tug on the shirt, but here come Ulqini down the right-hand side, and that was a really good shot there, but an even better save by the goalkeeper. But the ball instantly played back, but the referee says play on. Ukrainians not happy about the fact that the referee has to stop possession about a player down on the ground. Ukrainians thought that they had the advantage and they were ready to carry the ball forwards. Player back to his feet now. Ukrainians still protesting with the referee, who was quite frankly just doing his job, which is to protect the players. He can't argue much about that. That's Brewer there arguing with the ref. but it's going to be a restart with the Ukrainians. 15 minutes left in the half, and the stage is set for the Ukrainians to give everything they have to fight back. Firstly, to look for the equaliser. That's Naim with 2 bits of really good skill there as the wind picks up. Referee blows the whistle. It is going to be a foul. Free kick for the New York Ukrainians. Brewer, once again, just speaking to the referee. I think he's talking about just the build-up of these little incidents that he's been having to deal with. Referee just dealing with the situation as the players wait to take the free kick. Free kick taken short by the Ukrainians. Here is Bernie to Curran, back to Bernie. Sends the long ball forwards looking for Kasherba, cleared there by Nurture. That was the goal scorer Skrelja chasing down. But here is Naim on the ball. And he'll find Curran to Moore. Long ball coming forwards looking for Kasherba. And this is a good opportunity down the right wing for the Ukrainians if they can keep the ball. Possession won back though by Ulqini, but it's going to be a throw-in for the Ukrainians. And we'll take this moment to bring you some upcoming games today. Game in Frame bringing you at 4 p.m. in the Metropolitan Conference of the APSL. We have Central Park Rangers versus New York International FC. That is our 4 p.m. game. And also in the APSL Metropolitan Conference, 8 p.m. game today, Pancyprian Freedoms versus Richmond County FC. So Game in Frame bringing you all the action, all the excitement throughout the weekend. Be sure to tune in to our 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. games later today. Here is Naim on the ball. Referee blows his whistle for the free kick. Both teams at this point will be well aware of the seconds ticking down as we very much approach the closing stages of the second half. His Mertz does well to beat his man and cut inside, and he'll look for the through ball for Cabello, but that's well won back by Emmanuel, and Ulqini will come charging forwards now all the way from right to left, but a good step there from Curran. And a very neat bit of skill there from Emmanuel, who's had a very good game in that Ulqini midfield, just really dictating the play, driving the team forwards. Here is Naim, finds Bernie to Curran, and he'll look to send the long ball forwards, looking for Kasherba, but good defending there by Quintero. And here is Cabello looking for options from the throw-in. And here he comes down the left wing. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be another throw-in for the Ukrainians. This time Bernie taking it. And he'll be lining up with a long throw-in. Ball comes in, bouncing around in the box, flicked on. Who's it going to land to? Ultimately collected by the keeper, but that was, from an Ulqini standpoint, a dangerous bit of maybe miscommunication between the defenders and uncertainty. But collected there by Matheny to Curran. And he'll find Naim. Flicks the ball inside to Cabello, who scored the opening goal of the game for the New York Ukrainians. Now here is Mame Moore finds Mullen, keeps the ball in play. It's going to be a Ukrainians throw-in. Matheny finds Curran to Bernie. Plays the ball down the left wing to Mertz. Beats his man. Ball got clattered into him, but possession stays with the Ukrainians. Excuse me, it's actually going to be an Ulqini throw-in. And they'll be very happy for this chance just to slow the game down as we enter the final 10 minutes of this game. Just what might we see in these final 10 minutes from both of these sides? Ulqini currently with the very slender 3-2 advantage, and they will desperately be looking to cling on to it, because again, this win would mean everything, especially with Block FC currently dropping points. That game is currently still 1-1 against Liberia FC, so this would be 2 points gained from Ulqini against Block. And of course the FC Sanzak game is also 0-0 as well, so the two league leaders currently both tying their games, and it's a perfect opportunity for the third place Ulqini to gain those points. And then again, they have that game in hand, so that could be 5 points gained if all these scores stay as they are. And that would bring Ulqini level on points with the league leaders, because Ulqini currently with 13 points. 5 points gained will bring them to 18, and that's currently what Sanzak and Block FC both have. So it's so exciting with all of these games happening at the same time. But it all depends, it all hinges on Ulqini maintaining this very narrow lead that they have. 3-2 is the score. Ukrainians will also be coming forwards as they are right now. It lands to the feet of Kasherba, looking for options. Ball lands back to the feet of Naim, to Curran, finds Moore. Cross comes in. They've got some very tall players in there. Lands to the feet of Mertz, plays a give and go with Kasherba, but the referee, players asking for a handball, referee says nothing. Goalkeeper launches the ball forwards. Good control there by Bernie. Finds Naim. And he'll play it across for Matheny to Moore. And I think we'll be seeing this tactic throughout these final minutes of the second half. Just trying to get the ball wide and then get a cross in, because the Ukrainians have some very tall, very strong players. A lot of aerial threat that they'll be looking to utilise. And here we go again. Matheny finding ball, and he'll look to get the ball in the box. There we go. Finds Cabello to Mertz, trying to come inside. Lands back to Naim, who's had a lot of possession throughout this entire game, just dictating the flow of play for the Ukrainians. Here he is again, but a wayward touch, but sliding tackle from Matheny. And that was Machuli, the number 11, closing down for Ulqini. And here is Ulqini back on the ball, but sent forwards looking for Kasherba, who hasn't made too much of an impact since coming on at the start of this second half, and he's actually given away a foul there, which Ulqini will embrace with open arms. Any chance that they can get in the final few minutes just to slow the play down, I'm sure they'll really milk this opportunity just to let a few more seconds tick down as they cling on to this 3-2 advantage. player back on his feet. That was Nurture, who scored the first goal for Ulqini. Very well taken finish from the left back. Smorgy launches the ball forwards, flicked on by Moore to Mullen. Big kick all the way to Cash Hines in goal, and he'll roll the ball out. And here's Matheny charging forwards, looking for Brewer, who scored the incredible equaliser for the Ukrainians to make it 2-2. And here he is closing down with possession. Cross comes in. Oh my word! 3-3. Silly goal to give away by Ulqini, messing around with the ball in their box. And they cannot afford to do that. 5 minutes left in the game. And how huge might that be? That is a bad goal to give away from an Ulqini standpoint. Playing with the ball in the box, where really all they should be doing at this stage of the game is playing it safe to hold on to that lead. And once again, it is all square, even Stevens in this game. 3-3 is the scoreline. And I believe that was Kusherba, who I was just saying hadn't had too much of an impact on the game so far, but he was in the right place at the right time, and here he is chasing the ball down again, and the goalkeeper's come out and he's flicked the ball over, ball bouncing around. Maybe a bit too much height on that kick rather than distance. But 5 minutes left and it's 3-3, and now both teams going for it as the shot comes in, dipping from Brewer, looking to recreate the magic from before. And that goal has completely changed the entire tempo of this game. Header won by Curran, falls to Brewer, finds Naim. That was just really smart play there to win the ball in the box, to keep the pressure up, and a perfect sliding cross. And in the end, a pretty simple finish from close range. But here they are again, cutting inside. Cross comes in, lands to Mullen. Shot comes in, saved by the goalkeeper. And how incredible would that be if this late in the game, the Ukrainians were able to turn that score around. 3-2 down with 5 minutes left. And imagine if they could bring it back to 4-3. But as the score stands, it's currently 3-3, with now both of these teams hyperactive, just going back and forth, trying to get the winner. This has been an unbelievable game. It's been an absolute joy to watch. Two teams at the absolute top of their game, evenly matched in the table, third and fourth place, both with everything to play for and giving everything they've got to win this game. I must say, it really has been an absolute joy to watch as the Ukrainians come forward with Naim as we enter the final few minutes. And here's Mullen, the number 23, down the right wing. And what can he do? Can he conjure up some kind of moment of magic? Step overs. Good defending there by Smorgy, letting nothing past him. And here is Nurture, and they'll switch the ball across the field. This is Lech Peric coming forwards, and he'll switch the ball again to Nurture. Can he get the shot away? Down the left wing, a shot comes in, and it goes wide. And that is a huge chance late on in the game. But he's been one of the standout players of the game so far. The number 22, Clyde Nurture for Ulqini. And Cash Hines is now going to line up for the goal kick. But first off, we have a substitution. Referee going over just to deal with a player incident. I think he was being informed that a substitution was being made, but actually looks like player wasn't ready to come on. We are going to have the goal kick in the end. For the Ukrainians. And here is Brewer. launching the ball forwards. Collected by Selesi. Goalkeeper, point blank save, but linesman raises his flag. And it is going to be an offside decision. It's going to be a free kick for Ulqini. And here is Lech Peric switching the play, flicked down by Moore. And the ball goes out of play for an Ulqini throw-in. And there is Small G, ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for the New York Ukrainians. As the seconds tick down, it's going to be Moore with the throw-in. Falls to the feet of Cabello. And here is Brewer. Shot comes in, blazes the ball over the bar, and that was so close. But the referee's blown his whistle. Looks like maybe a second ball was on the field. And the referee's made a decision here. And I'm not too sure what the referee's decision actually is here. Maybe a free kick for the Ukrainians. Players discussing it with the referee. Cabello having that discussion. Referee now with the ball in his hands. Just trying to get to the bottom of what the issue is. It's actually a drop ball. Shot comes in, blocked. Push in the back there. Referee says play on actually, and here is Selesi. Not too many chances left in this game, and he'll come forward down the left wing, trying to use his trickery, but played upwards. And here is Emmanuel, and he'll play the ball across to Nurture. Coming forward, long ball, chested down by Curran. To Naim, Cabello looking for it, and here is Small G, the centre back, all the way forwards. There's a wrestling match going on there in the midfield. And here is Nurture again, sending the ball forwards, collected by Hines, and the referee blows the final whistle, and we are capping off an unbelievable fixture that we've had between two completely evenly matched teams. New York Ukrainians 3, FC Ulqini 3 is the final score. Ultimately, neither side would be happy with that result, but particularly Ulqini, with both teams, Sanzak and Block, currently tying their games. This was their chance to gain those points, especially with a game in hand. They do still have that game in hand, and they can gain 3 points, but ultimately maybe not the result that they wanted. But there we have it, final score 3-3. It was an energetic, entertaining, fast-paced game with two teams at the top of their game, both going for it. The score yo-yoed back and forth. It was 1-0 to the Ukrainians, then 1-2, 2-1 Ulqini, 2-2 with that unbelievable Brewer goal, and then 3-2 to Ulqini, and then ultimately Ukrainians clawing that equaliser back in the final 5 minutes. And there we have it, final score 3-3. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.